Hello, I'm Mike Edmonds, Acting Co-President of Colorado College.
Hello, I'm Robert Moore, Acting Co-President of Colorado College.
Today, we are happy to share our plans for the spring semester. To help us, we are joined by Rochelle Dickey, Acting Dean of Students, Brian Young, Vice President for Information Technology, and a leader with our COVID response team, and Professor Andrea Bruder, Associate Dean of the Faculty and Chair of our Scientific Advisory Group.
We would like to begin by thanking our students, staff, and faculty. Your cooperation and vigilance helped us to provide an outstanding academic experience in this time of COVID. In June, we announced plans to bring our students to campus in phases, having everyone here by Block 2. But a few cases of COVID-19 led to quarantine of our large residence halls. We followed scientific and medical advice and de-densified the campus. We made the difficult decision to send some students home. We know this action was stressful and disruptive. Testing upon arrival, randomized testing, and other response protocols depend upon all of us doing our part, and we are all working together to do this.
We want to responsibly bring as many of our students as possible to live on or near campus for the second half of the academic year. To achieve that, our leadership team, Scientific Advisory Group, COVID response teams, working with public health partners and national medical experts, have based decisions on science, logistical calculations, and measured and intentional protocols. We have concluded that we can accommodate more students on campus this spring while carefully spacing rooms to maintain a low density. This, in conjunction with rigorous testing and adherence to virus mitigation protocols, can be successful if we all do our part. Starting in January, all students currently living on campus may remain on campus. In addition, the following groups of students may live on campus: seniors who have housing assignments, first-year students who were sent home at the end of Block 1, first-year and new transfer students who chose to take classes remotely this fall, new winter start students, new transfer students, new fall semester away students, and any remaining NCAA student athlete not already on campus. And in Block 5, we will welcome our international students. Rochelle, can you tell us what de-densifying the campus means and how additional protocols such as pods and/or cohorts will allow us to have more students on campus?
Thank you so much, President Edmonds. Glad to be talking with everyone. We'll be trying a couple of things that we believe will be successful in helping us to bring more students safely back to campus. So we're investigating the model of pod living or cohorts, but we're referring to it mostly as pods. Now, this is a model that we know is successful at other institutions. We are doing it on our campus now to a certain extent, and some students who have been trying it on an informal basis tell us it works. So a pod is a social and living network of not more than 10 students. So rather than having random housing assignments this coming spring, we're going to be working with students so that you as students can be able to group yourselves into those living and social networks. Now, that will have some challenges and opportunities, and we're going to be doing some focus groups within the next several weeks to really get your ideas on how best to make this model work. It's a model of health and safety and wellness, but we're also hearing from students who've been trying this, and we're already doing this to a certain extent on campus, that it really has some mental health advantages as well. So we look forward to getting your thoughts on pods and cohorts. Now, as we de-densify, we're really looking at, in some of our large residence halls, our big three, with keeping those at 50% capacity. That doesn't necessarily mean that people cannot have roommates. But for example, if a residence hall, if the capacity is 200 students, let's look at filling that with 100 students and doing some spacing. As President Edmonds mentioned, this is great advice from our scientific advisory group and our other experts. So we'll be de-densifying. Some of our other housing models, we may not need to de-densify at 50%. Some of our other housing is already sort of grouped around pods and cohorts, so that those groups of students can safely distance from others. So Edwin Hamada and the team in the residential experience is taking a look at all of this. Again, we'll be talking to all of our students to get your thoughts on that. And we look forward to having a successful pod model, of course, with the ultimate goal that should we need to quarantine or isolation, it could be pods of students as opposed to the large hall quarantines that we've experienced earlier this year. All students are encouraged to enroll in spring classes of any format. Students not in the indicated groups, such as sophomores and juniors, may live off campus and have access to campus buildings and classes after they successfully complete testing, an online module on virus protocols, and a spring living survey. One of the things we want to make clear for all of our students is whether or not you're actually residing here on campus with us. If you are local here in Colorado Springs, you will have access to campus. You will be part of our random sampling testing and part of our arrival testing on campus. So again, as part of our risk mitigation protocols, we're ensuring that everyone who comes onto campus is part of that testing group. So again, whether you're in our residence halls or maybe you just want to come on campus to go to Warner or go to the gym, you'll be welcome to do so. So lastly, I do want to draw your attention to the Colorado College Community Commitment, which is on our main COVID website. This is our commitment as a community to practice inclusion in patients, to monitor our health and care for ourselves, and observe prevention measures. So I encourage you all to read this and add your name in support. And in closing, before I turn it back over to our presidents, I know many of you have questions about housing. You'll hear from our residential experience and housing team the week of November 9th. And we've really enjoyed getting to know so many of you. A lot of that has happened on the screen. So whether you've been with us on campus or whether you've been remote, we've been able to connect, to get to know each other and share a little bit of our stories and experiences. So let's continue to do that. We will look forward to continuing to do that next semester and building relationships with all of our students, no matter where you are. Thank you.
Thanks, Rochelle. At this time, we do want to announce some changes to our academic calendar for next year. We have decided to eliminate the traditional spring break. The reason for that is students going off campus for an extended time period increases the risk of a major virus outbreak when they all return. So we have eliminated spring break. We will run 5 blocks in the traditional 18-day format. J block begins the first Monday in January. Block 5 begins on February 1st. Block 6 begins on March 1st. The dates for blocks 7 and 8 remain unchanged. Brian, can you talk to us a little bit about what we're doing in our testing capabilities?
Absolutely, Robert. Thank you. And thank all of you for being a part of this today. I want to stress that our testing protocols are strong. They're based on science, and they're based primarily to make sure that we can stop and mitigate the spread of COVID. So some of the elements that we are doing on the testing front. Number 1, we are testing all students upon arrival. That could be either with a rapid test and or a PCR test. Number 2, we are putting a randomized sampling testing pool together each and every week, thanks to our science advisory group. We're testing 1/3 to 33% of all of our student body, both on campus as well as those off campus living in and around Colorado Springs. Number 3, we have put in place protocols, as you heard from Dean Dickey, about testing off-campus students so that they have access to our campus facilities, making sure that they are not only testing before coming to campus, but are actively a part of our random testing cycles. And then the fourth thing that I think is important is that Colorado College, to enhance its testing protocols, has been aggressive in developing our own on-campus testing facility using a rapid Abbott ID Now test, which gives us results in hours versus a day or two. And so the combination of both our on-campus testing using a rapid Abbott ID Now test, along with our PCR testing, gives us a very comprehensive testing plan and a mitigation strategy for COVID now and for the spring semester. Robert?
Thanks, Brian. Andrea, can you share some of the new practices and protocols we have added to provide for a greater increase in risk mitigation on the campus?
Yes, certainly. Thank you. We're implementing campus alert levels that will add an extra layer of safety and allow us to respond to any increases in case numbers on campus. If we do see an increase in positive test results on campus, we will raise the alert level and increase the percentage of CC students to be screened each week. This is designed to prevent further infections from happening and thus to prevent large outbreaks from happening. We have recently added wastewater testing to our extensive testing program. The coronavirus can be found in wastewater, for example, from residence halls, a few days before infected people become infectious. Wastewater testing is a novel approach that has the potential to be developed into an early warning system. Detecting the virus in the wastewater would allow for follow-up testing to be conducted so that new infections could be detected early, thus preventing outbreaks from happening.
We understand that you would like more information. We will be providing virtual information sessions in the coming weeks. Watch your email for those, and please help us by submitting any questions you might have in advance of those meetings. I'm sure we all realize that the college follows both state and county public health requirements and guidelines. If caseloads increase, state and county rulings may place further limits on gatherings, travels, and activities, and will help you stay current with those requirements.
This fall, even though the campus looks different with some classes in tents, students meeting masked and distantly in small groups, and without the usual large groups of students moving about, going to class or going to meals, CC is still busy and our students are still engaged. Thanks to our students, faculty, and staff who are wearing masks, socially distancing, washing hands, participating in testing and contact tracing. Thanks to our alumni and parents for their continual support and care. And we hope you and yours are safe and well.